Already I'm delayed by 2 minutes. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Saji साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी चारिणे Mataji's. Thank you for joining today. So as I said from last session, that is yesterday, even we are continuing with it. I think we discussed about the Chanda and Shabda, the signs of Chanda and Shabda. First part of it we had done. Now to get into how the various shlokas are composed, what is the science behind it, and then how to find out which shloka to sing in which meter, which raga, what is the underlying principles, the rules, etc. It may sound a little bit technical. I will try to touch upon in a high level. I will obviously share the slides with you. Just bear with me as I have to consolidate and send it. Instead of sending every day, I will probably just collect the remaining ones, and overall the complete deck I will send it to you in a few days time. In the meantime, this will help you understand the depth in which the extent to which the meticulous the planning, how it is, the whole science of this chandas and the various angas of the Sanskrit language, those are how they all work together, and we are talking about the ancient as being primitive and so on and so forth. But if you just look into the technicality of the not only the technical aspect, how they have tied up the technical side, the scientific side, the health side, and then the devotional side, everything so nicely put together, we will be like really awestruck to see the level of intelligence they had, to those. It's not easy to write, say, Vyasadeva, for example, the Bhagavad Purana is only one of the 18 Puranas is written. Mahabharata is so many lakhs of verses, then Vedas, Vedanta Sutra, etc. Every single verse, he has put it in a certain meter, and that has some rules, and following all the rules, and everything, still they are able to bring out the deep meaning. That is the amazing thing that we can appreciate. I'll just share the slides now. We will go ahead from there. One second. We saw up to the Panini Shiksha yesterday, where the science of how originally the desires get converted into thoughts, then to the words, and then it comes out as a voice, speech. The whole thing is so beautifully explained in those slokas, and how the original Shabda gets converted into all these different objects, items, and from how it all originates from Krishna's heart. That also we saw. The various, this is simply amazing, really. Looking into it, these are all not something that somebody sat down and he used this mundane logic to write something according to his wish, whatever. No, all these are, that's why we say, is a revealed knowledge that comes from up higher up, in the descending knowledge, right? Avarohana Pantha, we say. So that is the beauty of this. So let's get into this. Let me open. Just let me know when you're able to see my screen. So we went up to here. Panini Shiksha. This we saw. I'm just giving the continuity part of it. Let's move on. So now we have to understand the various syllables and their rules. Okay, we saw that gutturals, that is the Oshtavya, Dantavya, Murdanya, then all those things we saw here. There is that. This one. Gutturals means Kantya. So if you see here, we can pronounce both the English form of it, the transliterated form of it, and the Sanskrit form of it. You see here, these are the vowels. Yesterday we saw the swaras, that which is illuminated by, it's self-illuminating, that is called swara. Swarajyate iti swara. And Vyanjana is consonants. Consonants have no meaning on their own. Only when they are combined with the vowels, they make sense. Ik plus a is ka, like that. So that which is pronounced in the throat, that kantya, that is gutturals. We say ka, kha, ga, gha, na. Then palatals, right? That is the middle of the mouth. When you say cha, cha, when you say the tongue is touching the middle of the mouth. Cha, cha, ja, jha, yeah. And then cerebral is murdana, murdanya. That is the roof of the mouth. Where you say tha, you bend the tongue and you touch there, right? Tha, tha, da, dha, na. So everything is, you completely bend the tongue and touch it on the top part of the mouth. Then the dantavya, that is dentals, that is all with the tongue. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. See, and then labials is lips. It's only the lips you are using. Pa, pa, bha. Sorry, pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Right? So these are the consonants. And then we have the semi-vowels, yara, lava. They are like, they are not fully vowels, but they are semi-vowels. In this also, there is the cerebrals, dantal, and all that. Then sibilants are there, which are the sha, sha, saha. Then we have the special conjunct consonants. They are the, like the ksha, sa plus kha, kha, it's combined together is sha. Ta plus ra combined together is tra. Then nya, ja plus nya combined together is nya, like that. So that is why they are conjunct consonants. So these are the, all we have, these are the varnamala. These are the varnas that are used in all of the Sanskrits. Now we have the rules. I'm not going to get into every single rule here. It will take a lot of time, but it's self-explanatory. I will just explain to you a few things. The first thing is, we don't go by, say, for example, in English, say a word, the word W-O-R-D. We count each letter W-O-R-D, like that, 4 letters we say. But in Sanskrit, it goes by the pronunciation. So it's called syllable, right? So it is not plus a combined together is ka. That is one syllable. Like that, you go there. So the definition of a syllable is that akshara. The Krishna is called Akshara, means the infallible, or inexhaustible. Akshara, Akshaya is inexhaustible. Akshara is that which will not fall, infallible. So that's why these are like, there is no imperfection at all. That is why they are called Akshara. So it's a one vowel, that is a, followed by one or more consonants, that is ka, cha, whatever. That is the syllable. And what is the next rule for the syllable? It must have one vowel and only one vowel. Maximum one vowel, minimum one vowel. That is the vowel, means a, e, those are the vowels. So in this, if you see, for example, this a, ki is ka plus e is ki. So ka is consonant, right? It has a e is vowel, so it has a vowel in it. So these are all correct, but where there is more than one vowel, they are wrong. Like I have listed the incorrect ones as o and a cannot be there, in akshara, because both are vowels, right? A, va, a, p, a, va means a and va. This can't be, because there are two vowels. A is there in twice in this, right? So these are all the incorrect ones. So this is the first rule. And the next rule is when the anuswara, this ha, we say no, Krishna ha, like that, no, that is actually anuswara. No, sorry, that is visarga. Anuswara is where you have a m with a dot on it. There you don't pronounce it as you pronounce it with the lip open. You say, you don't really close your lip. So there's a difference there. So this anuswara, when it appears in the syllable, it ends it appears in the word, it ends the syllable, it ends the akshara. For example, kaun, this ends the ka is actually a vowel with ik and a, and is actually a anuswara. Similarly, visarga is that which you have a h with a dot you have, right? So that is visarga. So that when it comes also, it ends the vowel. So why we are I will come to all those things. Then a syllable must always start with a consonant. It can start with a vowel only at the beginning of a line. These are the other rules. Thing. Correct and incorrect we will discuss later, because you will get too much in the technicality. A syllable can end in any number of consonants, but if a stop or anuswara appears, it must end the syllable. Anuswara is what? Can somebody tell me what is anuswara? What is anuswara?
Anuswara, you said just now that which ends with am dot.
Yeah, it ends with a but with a dot, which you don't, without closing your lips, without touching the lips, you will see pronounce the word like that. Krishna vina ka gatihi cheto darpana marjana. I don't close the lip, right? I just vibrate it. So when you just vibrate it, that vibration will be felt in your lips. You see, without completely closing, like kamalam, I close my lip like this. So it's a very technical things, but they have a specific meaning. In Om also you end with that anuswara only, right? And what is visarga?
Is it the one
which ends
that
with
had a dot?
H with a dot. That with the words with the ends with the H with a dot, no? That is all. So now you have something called short syllable and long syllable. The short syllable is one a, e, u, ka, ki, like that. Long syllable is which combines with the longer vowels like a, u, the long ones. Here this is very important, because from here only we have to go to the next level called ganas. So now we are calling two terms here. One is called lagu, another is called guru. Lagu means light, guru means heavy. Okay, they are also called as hraswa and dirgha. Hraswa means short vowel, dirgha means long vowel. Okay, long akshara vowel, like that. So they use this. Lagu guru is normally used when Yes, a syllable is a lagu only if its vowel is short. For example, ka, and followed by at most one consonant before another vowel is encountered. It might be complicated for you, but it's very easy actually once you start doing it. And a syllable with anuswara or visarga, that which ends with a or it is always a guru. Kaha, taung, now, like that. They all are actually a guru. Now, what to do with this lagu and guru? Let's finish the last one. All other syllables are guru, either because the vowel is dirgha or because the hrasva vowel is followed by consonant cluster. There will be a short vowel, but there will be followed by a lot of consonants. Then that is also dirgha. It's guru. Or the vowel itself is dirgha. A is used aksha, like that. It's there. Then aksh will not be there because there's already one vowel is there. So like this, there are several rules. I know it may go over your head, but don't worry about it. This you can learn it on your own when you get the slides. Now let's come to this important thing about Gana rules. Now this we talked about one akshara. Each akshara can be classified as lagu or guru. If it is have a heavy this thing, it's guru. If it is a lighter one, it's a lagu. The rules we already had. Now a cluster of 3 syllables is called a Gana. Okay, and then in the Chanda Shastra, it defines 8 such ganas because you have lagu guru. The combination of lagu guru in 3 clusters, it can be classified under 8 different types of ganas. Okay, and for each one of them, there is a particular sound. It assigns a particular sound. It's called Sanskrit phonological system to each of these clusters. Ra, Gana, La, Gana, Ta, Gana, like that. These are nothing. You can parallelize. You can parallel it with the swaras that we have, like Sarigama Padani. We have the 7 swaras. No, like that we have these ganas. Now the chantas which form for each cluster, each verse is formed by a combination of these ganas. The different ganas. Yama, Tara. These are all the ganas. How they are formed, I will tell you. So the rhythmic sound is structurally evolved. This is what is the rhythmic sound has structure behind it. There is not like somebody just whatever comes to their mind they were singing. No, there is a proper structure to be followed in forming each of these chantas. Now you can appreciate how much effort our ancient sages have put in. Now in a cluster of 3 syllables, like for example Krishna. How many syllables are there in this? How many aksharas are there in this? Krishna. Krish is there, Na is there. 2 syllables only. Why Krish is a separate syllable? Because it stops ush, right? And also there is a vowel in there. So it forms one separate akshara. And Na is there, a consonant is there, followed by a vowel which is a. Okay, like similarly, Ra, Ma. Ra is one akshara, Ma is another akshara. Why we can say Ram and A? Why we can't say Ram and A? Why you are saying Ra and Ma as 2 separate aksharas?
Only one vowel should be there.
Vowel, but is not a vowel, it's a consonant. Because it is not it is ma. It's not ending. It is actually a word that is starting and going to another letter, correct? So that is one reason. The second reason is in the word, you cannot have an akshara starting with vowel unless and until it is in the beginning, isn't it? So the Ra, Ma, the second is coming in the end of the word, so it cannot be taken separately as a. So Ra, Ma, these 2 are aksharas, right? Similarly, Ha, Re. Ha is one akshara, Re is another akshara. In Re, you have the vowel, you have a consonant also, and it is ending also. Perfectly fine. So this is how we form the. Now I will ask you one thing. In Ra and Ma, Ra is Lagu or Guru?
Guru, Prabhuji.
Why?
Oh, because it has A.
Ah, correct. Yes. And in Hare, Re is Lagu or Guru?
Lagu, because it has an E.
No. A is A. A is long.
Oh, bade A matra.
You see?
ठीक है.
A is long, no? O is actually short. No? O is long. You see? So that is why wherever there is long vowels are used, they are all Guru. Very simple. Right? Any questions so far? It's kind of getting there. You will get used to it. Now this is another thing that they have devised for us to remember this 8 ganas very easily. Now Ya gana is something where you have Lagu in the beginning followed by 2 gurus. Ma is a gana where all 3 are gurus. Ta is a gana where Lagu is in the end, but in the beginning there are 2 gurus. Ra is a gana where Lagu in the middle, but the other 2 are gurus. When I say yes, it is Guru. When I say I, it is Lagu. Just remember that. Similarly, all these ganas are formed with this rule. The Lagu Guru, 2 options, and 3 syllables together form each gana. So 2 power 3 is 8. So there are 8 different are there. Now this is why how you remember Yamata Raja Bahana Salaga. If you I think Maharaj Prabhu will be easy there. She should be smiling because these are all something which he might have learned in his school days. Because yesterday you were telling, right, Prabhu, these are all some things which you have learned in 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are so these are all coming from the Chanda Shastras. Okay. So now this when I say Ya Mata, Ya is short Lagu, Ma is Guru, Ta is Guru, correct? So when I say Yamata, this 3 I should take, and that is Lagu, Guru, Guru. Lagu, Guru, Guru. You see? So that is Yagana. You will know that when starting with the Lagu and having 2 subsequent Gurus followed by that, it's Yagana. Now Magana is what? 3 Gurus, correct? How to remember this? Magana is 3 Guru. In this short code that you have, Ma, Ta, Ra, all 3 are Guru, correct? It is all Ma, Ta, Ra, correct? So 3 Gurus. So when you just simply remember this particular code, you will be able to remember this different ganas. That's the beauty of their coding. You see, I indicated it by these arrows. When I say this Ba is indicating this from this arrow to this arrow, it starts from Ba, Na, Sa. Ba is Lagu, sorry, Ba is Guru, Na is Lagu, Sa is Lagu, correct? So Guru, Lagu, right? If you have to put the code, it's SII, right? Ba, Na, Sa. Now Bhagana is Guru in the beginning and 2 Lagus. So with this you will know. With this code, you know, Bhagana means it has a Guru, Lagu. Yagana means Lagu, Guru. Ya Mata. Like that you will remember the entire thing. So beautifully they are given this, you know. Now, how to implement this in our shlokas, in the verses? When you find the shlokas, how to find out these different ganas. Now let's take one shloka for example. I have 2 here. Let's take the first one. Anushtup is the basic one which has 8 aksharas in each line. So 8 into 2, 432 total. So here I have color coded for us to understand easily. We see in this Vipadaha Santuta Shashwat Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsya Apunar Bhava Darshanam. In this Vipadaha, these are 3 aksharas. Santutaha, because they are all ending with visarga, right? So they are. So this is Santutaha Shashvat. Total 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you divide this into 3 groups, group as 3, in 8 you cannot say 3 into 3 is 9, it becomes, right? So you have one short, correct? So in such cases, what we do is Vipadaha, Santutaha. These two are combined into 3 clusters, right? Vipadaha. All are Lagu, Lagu, Lagu. Correct? What is Lagu, Lagu, Lagu? 3 Lagu is Nagana. 3 Lagu is Nagana. Where is it? Sorry, this is not this is not Lagu, this is Guru. I'm sorry, because this has a Visarga. Vipadaha. So Lagu, Lagu, Guru, right? I-I-S. So here it is Sagana, Lagu, Lagu, Guru. So this is collected now. Santutaha, right? Now Sun is again, it is Guru. Tu is Lagu and Taha is Guru again. So Guru, Lagu, Guru. Guru, Lagu, Guru is what? Ragana. Lagu in the middle. Yes, I-S, right? So that is Ragana. Now 2 is remaining. You cannot combine that separately. So whenever 2 is remaining, you separate them as 2 separate ganas, like 2 separate aksharas. This is where this La and Ga come into play. Yamatara, Banasa. This is 8, no? That 8 is here. So what about this La and Ga? When the last 2 are separately kept, no? They are, you take them one each, and then whether that akshara is Lagu or Guru, accordingly you put La or Ga. Here both are Guru, so you say Ga, Ga. Now, like this, you will put the Gana forms for all the thing. Now, this, when you have this Sa, Ra, Ga, Ga, this Gana pattern is for Anushtum. It will have a same pattern across, almost close to the same, one little bit here and there, little different. Now the next one is Indira, which has how many aksharas here? Can somebody count and tell me in each line how many aksharas are there? $11. So how we will divide this? 3 into 3, 9 plus 1 each separately, correct? So that's how colored here. This yellow colored is Ja, Ya, Ti. This is all 3 are Lagu. So all 3 Lagu is Nagana, right? And then similarly you do for each one of these, and finally the last 2, 9 plus 2 left out, each one you should take separately, and that is La Gana and Ga Gana. One is, this is La, and this is Lagu, and this is Guru. So like this you form, and then you see a beautiful pattern here. In this entire, this is actually Gopika Geetam. This Chanda is called Indira, and in this you see there are total 11 aksharas in each, and those are so nicely symmetrically this patterned, and on top of it the meaning is there, and you can sing them beautifully also with the, based on the Lagu Guru pattern that is there, the Chanda, and then you have a specific beat, meter and raga for it, tune for it. You know how this is sung, no? Jayati te dikam Jayati te dikam janmana vrajaha shrayata indira shashvadatrahi daita drishyatam dikshutavaka tvayidrita savas tvam vichinvate. Like this, you know, this tune is very, very unique and only applicable to Gopika Geetam, you know. Now, we have come to this a little advanced, actually. We should go to, you know, now this is how the patterns, you just have to remember this pattern. Like na, ra, ra, la, ga. That's all you should remember. If this pattern is there, if you be able to form the shloka with this particular pattern, with the help of this coding, then you will be able to form the meter for it and raga for it. You have to find the chanda, which chanda it belongs to, and then you will find the tune raga also for it. This is the science, and you have to remember only this coding. Frankly speaking, this also you can find out based on this coding. Let's go to the the now various examples of I told you 30 different chandas. You may not be able to cover all of them. What I have done is I have created one small YouTube video in which I had sung the sample for each of these different chandas, so that you will be able to follow them in certain way. You can find your own tunes. The chanda cannot be changed, but the tune can be, you can sing it according to your thing. For example, this Anushtup chanda which we have, this particular this thing we have now. Example is 1821 we have. If I have to show you that, it's very famous verse now. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya cha. We all know that shloka. Right? Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya cha, Nanda Gopakumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. This you can sing in a slightly different tune also, but then it is still Anushtup only. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. So sweet, So like this, you have the different meters. Sorry, the meter, this is the class, and within that there are different chanda names, different types of chandas are there. Now, I will just skip this a little bit and go to show something else for you. Why? Otherwise, you will get a bit confused. I'll show one particular slide. Now, see, these are the various chanda classes. Okay, this says the number of syllables in each line. Get me? These are total. How many are there? You see, total up to 26 syllables each line, each pada. There are 4 padas. For example, this 11 to 11, 21, 41. There are 4 lines are there. Gayatrishnik Anushtup cha Brihati Panktireva cha Trishtup Jagatyati Chando Hyatyashti Ati Jagat Virat. There are 4 padas, 4 lines. Each line, number of aksharas. Depending on that, the classes are formed. Ukta means only 1 akshara in each line. Nobody uses it usually. Like that, all the way up to, you see, Gayatri has 6 aksharas in each line, each pada. And Anushtup has 8 in each pada. This is where, how many different types of these things are there in Bhagavatam, that is listed here. There are 3 types of Anushtup chandas are there. There are 7 types of Trishtup are there. Trishtup is what I showed you, that Indira, it has 11 syllables in each line, right? And then Jagati, it has 12 syllables in each line. By counting, you can find out, as I told you, how to count the aksharas, no? Like that, you go on Shakpari, Atishakpari, Ashti, Atyashti, Dhriti, like this, all the way up to Utkriti. And why I have highlighted this in red? Because these are the 7 main chandas which form the 7 horses of the sun god. But others are also used in Bhagavatam. There are 3 types of Anushtup are used, 7 types of Trishtup are there in Bhagavatam, 5 types. This is a class, and within that class there are different chandas are there, chanda names are there, based on which the Gana pattern, no, according to that it will change. Okay, so this is, I just wanted to show this so that you will get an idea what is a chanda class. Let's get back to our thing. I'm not going to explain each and every one. It will consume the entire thing and another session also, but I will just show samples. Oh my God, where did it go? Yes. So let me know if you are finding it difficult to grasp this concept. It's a bit easy, but needs a little bit focus. See, the chanda class is Anushtup. but it is also called by the chanda names. It's also called generally shloka. Shloka is another name for this chanda, but normally we use this word shloka for any kind of this thing. No, take the shloka, take that shloka. But actually, shloka is one of the chanda names for this Anushtup. It's also called as chanda. The chanda name is also Anushtup. Many times we say that. In Krishna also says in Bhagavad-gita, of the chandas I am Anushtup. Right. So the number 8 is for each pada. 32 is the total number of aksharas in the entire verse. 4 into 8 is 32. No, like that. So this is how I sang. And then the Gana pattern. It is many uneven patterns are there, but total 8 is there, means 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. That is total. That is how that is always divided. Okay. So this is Anushtup. The next one that we have is Trishtup. I told you, 11 in each line. That is 11 into 4 times 44 total aksharas are there, and the pattern is like this. Ta gana, ja gana, ga gana, da. Ta, the SSI means Guru Guru Lagu, that is ta. Again Guru Guru Lagu, that is ta. Then Lagu Guru Lagu, that is ja gana. Then we have one Guru, that is ga, another Guru ga. Like this the pattern is formed. Now when I say pattern, each line will have exactly the same pattern. You imagine they have to count the number of aksharas, they have to form the pattern, and then they have to put the right meaning also. How much complicated it is, remember, Prabhupada. Just wanted to give you an idea. Now this how you sing this now I put all these 3 in the same color because all these 3 can be sung in the same meter, same raga. Because the only difference, because that in Indra Vajra only one small difference is there between Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra. Indra Vajra starts with a Guru, Upendra Vajra starts with a Lagu. That's the only thing. In all 4 lines it will be the same. And Upajati is a combination of these 2. That's a separate thing. But Upajati is one thing which is so widely used meter in Bhagavatam. I will tell you how this is to be sung. All 3 are sung in the same way, same tune. That's why I put them in the same color. Suppose I am taking this 1:19:13 for example. Let's go to 1:19:13. Well, this also the same. Wherever there is 11 aksharas, you can try this. See this. You have this Rajo Vacha. In this, you sing. This is a very, very sweet meter to sing, Aho vayam dhanyatama nripana mahatamano grahaniya shila rajñam kulam brahmana pada shauchat durad visrishtam batagarshya karma. In Bhagavad-gita also you have many such shlokas, no? What is that? Our famous sloka. This our Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chakam. How does it start? Sarvasya Cha. That we can sing like the same way. Sarvasya Chakam Hrudi Sannivishto Mattah Smatirjnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyo Vedanta Krit Veda Videva Chaham. You see, I am doing 2 beats here. It's not 3 beats. It's a 2 beats. Duita. So this is such a beautiful, I think, it gives. See, they've given the meaning. They've given the rules. They followed the rules, and on top of it, they are giving such a beautiful bhav by singing it so nice. So by giving the nice meter and tune, marrying the meter and tune to it. You can sing this normally also. Aho vayam danyatama nripana mahattamano grahaniya shilaha rajñam kulam brahmana pada shaucha durad visrishtam bata garhya karma. Some people sing like this, but the bhava is more sweeter when you sing very sweetly with this thing. So now comes to the very beautiful variation here. Now I told you the number of syllables is the same, but because the pattern is different, Kana pattern is different, you cannot sing this same, even though the syllables, the aksharas are the same count, you cannot sing in the same way you sing Indra Vajra, Upendra Vajra and Upajati. That's the beauty of thing. Now you take this verse, for example, 10:35 to this entire Yugala Geetam. There are 4 types of Geetam that is sung by the gopis. The 4 names, there are 4 different names are given for the gopis. They sing prayers. One is Gopika Geetam, which we all know. Next is Venu Geetam, and then the next is Yugala Geetam. This is after they combine. They in Gopika Geetam they sing when Krishna is left the Rasila place. No, in separation they sing that. Then when Krishna comes back in the joy of reunion, they sing this Yugala Geetam. You know, so Gopika Geetam, Venu Geetam, Yugala Geetam, then Brahmara Geetam. The Brahmara Geetam is the song of the bee. You will see that all of them are uniquely composed. That's the beauty of the gopis. We talk about gopis being illiterate and this and that. People makes they don't know about Vedas and all that kind of thing. But where did they get this knowledge to sing so sweetly? You know, it's amazing. So it's very unique. No other shlokas in Bhagavatam has this chanda, this particular chanda and the raga to sing. For example, this Yugala Geetam, let's take 10:35-2, for example. It's so sweet. You cannot sing this. You try singing, you will not be able to sing. 10:35-2. I know, right? It's 2 shlokas.
Prabhuji, what is Brahmara Geetam?
Brahmara Geetam is the song of the bee. When Uddhav comes to meet the gopis, the Radharani specifically, she thinks about the Uddhava as a kind of imagines him to be compares him to the bee, and then she speaks to the bee as if he is speaking to the messenger. You see, she considers the bee as the messenger sent by Krishna, and then she speaks. So that is the Brahmara Geetam. Very sweet bhav is revealed there. You know?
Thank you.
See this one, for example, you see, can you try singing this? It's the same 11 aksharas. See, suppose I am singing Sarvasya Chaham Hridisannivishto. I try that same tune here. Vama Bahu Kruta Vama Kapolo. It's not fitting in properly, you see, because of the Lagu Guru combination, the Gana combination. You understand the difference? Why it is like this? Same way Gopika Geetam also. Jayatu te dikam janmana vraja. You try singing that in that standard Upajati meter. Kavim Puranam Anusha Sitaram. This is the standard Upajati meter. You cannot use that on Indira. That is a Gopika Geetam. Jayatu te dikam janmana vraja. You cannot sing that. But it's also same 11 aksharas. You know? So this Vama Bahu Krita Vama Kapolo, you can sing it with a. This is something where you can sing 3 beats. The same 11 aksharas, but the chanda beats is different. There you can do only use 2 beats. Where I said Kavim Puranam Anusha Sitaram. Here you will not use the 2 beats. You will use the 3 beats. Vama Bahu Krita Vama Kapolo Valgita Bruradararpita Venum Komalanguli Birashita Margam Kopya Irayati Yatra Mukunda Yomayana Vanita Sahasiddhe Vismitastadupdharya Salacha Kama Margana Samarpita Chitta Kashmalam Yayurapasmritanibhyaha. You see, the tune completely changes with a small change in the Gana pattern. This is the beauty of our Shastras. You know, many times we ignore these things and people take it lightly, and you feel very pained by how they ignore. You know? The entire Yugala Geetam of these 23-24 shlokas you can sing in the same meter, same raga. Because that is called Swagata. See how nicely they have termed the Chanda name also. Swagata means they are welcoming Krishna. The Krishna is coming back in the reunion. They are welcoming Krishna. They are getting together. You see? So that is the beauty of this. And then next is Shalini. It is a similar thing which you have to sing in a different tune. As I told you, I have given all these things in the YouTube. I'll share that link with you. Indira is another Trishtup pattern, Trishtup class, where the same 11 aksharas, I told you, I showed the sample to you. Chayati te dikam janmana prajaha. You have to have the vibration. It is said in Bhagavatam that Adrushta Rupo Vicharasi Urusvanaha. Krishna dances in this sound vibration in a hidden form. Invisibly, he is dancing in these aksharas. Jayati te dikam janmana prajaha Shrayata Indira Shashwadatrahi Daita Drishyatam Dikshutavakas Tvayidrita Savas Tvam Vichinvate. So beautiful, no? Tavakatamritam Tapta Jivanam. You have to have that vibration in those long vowels, you know. Jivanam is actually the Guru Akshara, right? Wherever there is long, the Dirgha or Guru Aksharas are there, the Dirgha ones, we can give more breath, you know. That is how these shlokas, they are designed in such a way that by singing them joyfully in the pattern that is recommended to us, our pranayama is by default included in it. You don't have to go and sit separately on yoga poses. Pranayama and all, it is automatically involved in it. You know, see, when you say Tavakatamritam Tapta Jivanam, when you say Jivanam, you are actually inhaling more air. And then when you say Vanam, it goes away. So pranayama is automatically involved in it. You just have to sing them lovingly, that's all. See how nice this whole our process is. This entire thing is, the entire path is so beautifully given to us for us to relish, you see. So like this, you know, let's go to the next one. Now we are moving to the next one. This is called the 12 syllable line in each pada. It's called Bhujanga Prayata. This is a, sorry, I'm getting looks like question. Yeah, Narayani Mataji is telling, yeah, that is true also, Mataji. I think Bhakti Charu Maharaj sings in a very nice way. It's also very sweet. As I told you, the ragas can be slightly different, but it has to fit into the chanda pattern. So you please, whichever one you like, you can do that. There's nothing wrong. But as I told you, there are so many different ways to sing. Like Anushtup itself, I sang in two different. There is one more type that is there in Anushtup itself. So these are all different patterns that are used in Bhagavatam. These are used so nicely. Now, this Bhujanga Prayata, for example, the names are so nice. You know? Bhujanga Prayata means, Bhujanga means snake. Prayata means it's movement. So this whole chanda is in such a way that it's like a snake's movement. You see, a snake doesn't go straight. Snake like bends, but then there is a pattern to the bending. It goes in a same pattern like this, goes like this, goes like this, goes like this, like that. This Bhujanga Prayata also has a very interesting pattern. It's like Lagu Guru Guru, Lagu Guru Guru, Lagu Guru Guru, Lagu Guru Guru, like that, you know. And there is another reason why this name Bhujanga Prayata is given. I will tell you a very interesting story. Because it will be too technical if you are hearing this without the story. You know? Once what happened is our one second. Just get that. Very nice shloka is there. Yeah, once what happened, this is our Sheshnag, Ananta Sheshno. He is in the spiritual world. He wants to come down to the material world and see how it is. Just like we want to go around to the different countries and places. He also wanted to come and have a vacation. So he took permission from the Lord and came down to this material world. He's so huge in the spiritual world, no? So in this material world, he had to reduce its size and come. So he came and he was moving about in the ocean. But what happened in the meantime, Garuda also came down. He comes down he's flying around everywhere, so he comes. So when he comes, naturally for Garuda, snakes are the food. So because Ananta Shesh has turned himself into a normal snake, Garuda saw that, hey, this is a very good snake for me to have a feast on. So he goes and captures it from the ocean. This our Ananta Shesh in this world. He doesn't realize that it is Ananta Shesh. So when he is catching hold of the neck and flying up, this Ananta Shesh is praying to Garuda to release him without revealing his identity. Garuda says, no, after a long time I got a very good feast, why should I leave you? He says, no, see, I have studied a lot of this Vedic knowledge from my guru. So if you kill me now, it will just go waste. So if you can please allow me to share all that with you, then I will die happily. I will die a peaceful death. At least I have transferred all my knowledge to someone. Garuda said, that's perfectly fine. I am always after knowledge, spiritual knowledge. So you please go ahead. So Anantanath, he keeps giving all the Vedic knowledge, everything that he learned from Lord Vishnu. You know how many heads and how many years he heard. So he is transferring all the knowledge to Garuda. Garuda happily hears everything, and when everything is over, he says, okay, now the time is over. You taught everything to me, now I have to eat you. But Ananta Shesh says, no, one final instruction I learned, I wanted to share with you. So he says, okay, teach me. Finally, anyway, I have to eat you one small shloka. What's going to be a big deal? Now he sings this beautiful shloka, which is composed and sung in Bhujanga Prayata. You know, this because it is having that pattern, like the same pattern, you know, Lagu Guru Guru, Lagu Guru Guru, like that. It has to be sung in a way. So many prayers are sung in Bhujanga Prayata, by the way. Lot of prayers are there. It's called as Bhujanga Prayata, Stotra, like that. Many for Vishnu, Shiva, for so many stotras are written in that, composed in that chanda. Prayers, it's basically meant for prayers. So how he sings is this thing. Harer Nama, see this like this. Harer Nama Saukyam, Harer Nama Mukyam, Harer Nama Jayam, Harer Nama Japyam, Harer Nama Chitva, Harer Nama Gitva, Bhujanga Prayatam, Bhujanga Prayatam. This is how he sings this. The moment Garuda hears this shloka, he goes into trance. You know how we say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. If somebody is singing, then we raise our hand. No? So like that, Garuda is holding to this our Ananta Shesh, and the moment he starts singing Hare Nama Saukyam, Krishna's holy name is the only Saukyam. Saukyam means what is the word for Saukyam? Safe shelter. And then Mukyam, it is the only important thing in this world, in all the worlds. Harer Nama Jayam, that's the only thing that can be victorious, and that is the only thing that we have to do, japa. Harer Nama Japyam. Harer Nama Chitva, always think of Harer Nama, always meditate on Harer Nama. And then Harer Nama Gitva, always sing Harinam, always keep singing Harinam. This is what he said, and immediately our Garudaji raised his two legs. And then the last line is singing, is already our Ananta Shesh went into the waters. Now our Garudaji opens his eyes and says, hey, you are gone. You have cheated me. But he said, I told you Bhujanga Prayatam means snake is going. That's what it means. So he says, you know, I told you I am going. But you didn't realize you are completely in trance. So I am saved. So like this, how Ananta Shesh was saved from his death. We also can be saved from all the fears whenever we sing our chandas in Bhujanga prayer. That's why both the examples that I've given here, 7, 8, 49 and 4, 7, 35, both come in prayers. The 7, 8, 49 is a prayer sung by the, I think, Vidyadharas or one of them, Siddhas or Vidyadharas to Lord Nrsimhadev after he kills Hiranyakashipu. And this 4, 7, 35 is sung to, I think, Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu, one of, when after the Daksha's beheading is there, no? I think it is on Lord Krishna, I think. So this is how this is sung, like you sing very, it's a prayerful mood. So this is one nice, interesting story. I love that story always, how this is made. So this beauty of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I think Chetan Prabhu is asking, okay, somebody is asking, okay, our Pranav Prabhu is asking, Srila Prabhupada didn't seem to focus on singing but on philosophy. Could you please explain why he did this? Although you, as you have mentioned, the bhava can be explained by singing. Actually, Prabhu, you should listen to some of Prabhupada's singing. Prabhupada's singing of Kunti prayers, you should hear how so much bhava is singing, and then the Chetodar Paramajanam, how he sings. And there is one particular lecture where Prabhupada sings the 3 shlokas in Upajati meter to George Harrison. He sings this, Nate Viduswarta Gatim Hi Vishnum, and then that Matirna Krishna Paratah Svatova. He sings so sweetly. There are many places. Chaitanya Charitamrita sings very sweetly. Because Prabhupada had to focus more on philosophy, probably he didn't spend too much time on these things. But then he left it to others, he left it to us. These were already there. This is not something which he had to invent. These are already there. All these chandas, they are coming all the way from Krishna. Their chandas are coming from Krishna directly. Chanda Shastra, like the Jyotish Shastra, Chanda Shastra. There are different 6 different angas of the our Vedic culture. One is there are Shadanga. Veda is called, it is made of Shadanga, means 6 limbs. The first one is Shiksha. It talks about the phonetics and pronunciation, which is already there. That Prabhupada also focused on that. Then there is Kalpa. Kalpa is all the Vedic rituals, the different rituals that are there. They are considered as the 2 hands. The Shikshas are considered as the 2 nostrils of, if you consider Veda as a personified, as a person, these are all the different limbs. And then Nirukti is the etymology, the root. We call about the roots also, the words, the root of the words, etc. That is etymology, that is 2 years. And then Vyakaran is the grammar, the linguistic analysis, everything that forms the face, Mukha. And then Jyotish is the 5th limb. That is basically talks about the astrology, astronomy, and the various auspicious time, inauspicious time, etc., etc. That is the 2 eyes. With the eyes only you can see, So Jyotish is like, it's considered as it throws light on. Then finally Chandas, that is in English it is called prosody. It's called Chandas, Chanda Shastra, Jyotish Shastra, Chanda Shastra. There are different shastras, and these are the 2 feet of the Vedas personified. So why feet? Because with which actually the Vedas, you can move the feet like that. You can move along in the shlokas. So these are all some of the things which I will share with you. Actually, there are more to this thing, but let me, get to it. And then another thing is, no problem at all, Pranav Prabhu. It's anybody is used to, they think that, because we haven't heard much of Prabhupada singing actually. More because he was revealing the philosophy for the first time and to all unknown kinds of people. So probably he might have focused more on writing and this thing, but he knows all these things. So there is this entire Shastra he is learned. So Chetan Prabhuji is asking me about directly, just sent it to me a private message. Please share in which pattern we can chant or kirtan Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Beautiful question, Prabhu. The beauty of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is that you can sing this Hare Krishna Mahamantra in any chanda. You see, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then now Upajati. Hare Ravim Puranam Anushasitaram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Like this you can sing our Brahma Samhita also we have, no? Chintamani Prakarasadma Shukalpa Vriksha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. See, you can sing in all different. And Bhujanga Prayata also you can sing. Then there are many more ones. The ones which you sing, the Namamishwaram, that is Damodar Ashtakam. It's called Druta Vilambita. There's then in that also Namamishwaram Sachit Ananda Rupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Bhiyolu Khaladhavamano Paramrishtam Tato Drutya Gopya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These chandas, no, these tunes, especially when you sing, they give so much peace of mind in our heart. We won't know how much it helps us, in our life, in our keeping our mind strong, keeping our mind very very pleasing. This Ishvara Parama Krishna, again it is Anushtup. You count the number of aksharas, it will be 8 in each line. Ishvara Parama Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Right? So this is how we can sing the various, they take us to a totally different platform. That's what I Samarthi Prabhu was also telling. It takes us to a completely different platform. It takes us to a transcendental platform beyond the 3 modes. That is why you see Tukaram is singing in bhajans and some tunes. Singing itself has a very pleasing thing, right? It has no boundaries. And on top of it, when you mix the meaning with it, Surdas is singing such beautiful. You can see how sweetly we can sing Surdas's bhajan also. Like for example, the famous one. Prabhu mere avaguna chitana karo Samadarshi hai naam tidharo chaho to par karo paras guna avaguna nahi chitavat Kanchana karat karo Prabhu mere avaguna chitana karo. This beautiful meaning, He's telling, Sudha is telling to Lord Krishna that please don't look at my mistakes. I have loads and loads of them. If you want to look at them, that will be the only thing you will see. He says, Samadarshi hai naam tiharo. Your name is Samadarshi. You call yourself Samadarshi. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dvesho sinapriya. You tell in Bhagavad-gita and everywhere. All your devotees also, they glorify you as Samadarshi. But then you should not differentiate between me and a pure devotee, he says. See how he catches hold of Krishna's quality. He checkmates Krishna by his own qualities. That's the beauty of devotees. They checkmate Krishna by telling him, this is your quality, you should be like this. Samadarshi hai naam tiharo. Your name is Samadarshi. You are supposed to not differentiate between gutter and Ganga. Why? Because when gutter is mixed with Ganga, gutter also is called as Ganga. So he says, Paras guna avaguna nahi chitavat. Paras means that Parasmani, the Chintamani. No? You are a Parasmani. When we come and get your touch, we become purified. We become as good as you are. So that much power you have. So how can you differentiate between me? I am a lowly rascal, but someone is a pure devotee. But that does not mean that you can disqualify me and reject me. So it has ek loha puja me rakhat ek gar badik paro paras guna ava guna nahi chittavat kanchana karat karu. How sweet, please, sung a nice raga, you know. What is saying? See, the same steel, iron is there in that same loha. That same iron is there in blacksmith's place. He is beating it left, right, and center to make some rod or something. But when that same thing is brought and kept in a form of a lamp or some say ghee lamp, for example, you keep it in front of the Lord, everybody touches it and to their head. But if that same loha is lying down without any connection with Krishna, nobody cares. There is loads and loads of marble mountains in the Rajasthan, in that area. Nobody cares. But when that same marble is carved and put in the form of a deity, everybody comes and pays obeisances. Why? Because the marble is connected with Krishna. We also, when we connect our lives with Krishna, then we also become purified and we are also glorified. That's the message. How nicely is putting it in that message, right? The same loha, iron, when it is connected with you, it is glorified and worshipped. Everybody touches and put it on their head. What to speak of marble deity? Even the steps, marble steps, no? When people come, they touch and put it on their head, no? When they walk on it. When there's stairs leading to the temple. That's the glory of being connected with Krishna. And how much these great poets and Bhagavatas, they have given such deep meaning in so small, condensed 4 lines, 8 lines. How amazing. This is how we should appreciate. That is the reason we are doing all these things. These technicalities, they don't matter to us so much, except that these technicalities increase our bhav towards Krishna and all the wonderful devotees. So, Chetan, nowadays Vaishnav songs and Kirtan making in rock band, is this okay? Very interesting, very touchy topic. Whichever way speak it, we will get a beating now. So this so nice, you know. This especially this question is so nice. Actually speaking, we are supposed to stick to the tradition, and that's exactly what Prabhupada wanted. That is exactly what the reason why we are sticking to the tradition is because the traditionally formed songs or this thing, you know, when you do Hindustani music or Carnatic music, you will always see that there is a specific pattern that they sing the kirtans or bhajans with. They are formed because that's how it was originally done, and in the parampara system we are following that. But at the same time, what's happening is, especially in our movement, this is quite widespread because we are trans-cultural or whatever. We have all kinds of cultural people in our movement, and there are. How do you bring everybody into this? If suppose you are saying that, you know, you have to sing in this thing only to some Western devotee, they may not be able to connect with it initially. Eventually, when they understand the greatness of these things, they may be able to. But there should be some leeway also given for them to connect with Krishna in a way they feel like, in the way they are used to. Right? So for that, some margin, some space that Prabhupada has given. Like for example, I will tell you, I think this is recorded in one of the memories, I think in Leelamrita or somewhere. Like in the initial days when Prabhupada was teaching all the bhajans and everything, there were a lot of musicians who joined as devotees. So they played certain bhajans. For example, see how Prabhupada allowed this Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham bhajan. Every day we are hearing that in our all our temples. Prabhupada said this has to be played in the Darshanarthi. He ordered this, and even till today that is going on. And if you see that, that's a Western type. It's not our traditional Indian Vedic style or whatever. But then Prabhupada allowed that. He found the bhav in each of those things when people were doing it, what bhav they were doing. So what happened in the beginning days when the different, like Vishnu Jana Maharaj was a great musician. He came from this background, this rock and other things and background. But then he was able to adapt to how Prabhupada was teaching them. See? He was able to adapt that style also to this thing. So initially what happened, these musician devotees, they were starting to do records. Right? They were singing our bhajans also, and they were creating their own English songs. For example, George Harrison, that's My Sweet Lord is so famous all over the world. It was a way in which Hare Krishna's movement connected widespread with the whole world, isn't it? So Prabhupada found the devotional mood in that. But at the same time, what happened? There are people who went to an extreme. When Prabhupada allowed this, then went to an extreme, complete extreme. And they started doing record. And then Prabhupada heard a few of them and he just stopped and said, no more records, just stop this and just move on with our Bhagavad-gita preaching and just follow my tunes. So how do we understand this? Like say these days, we hear, like say for example, Madhava's rock band or some others are singing some other rock type. And then if you go to this Poland thing that His Holiness Indradimna Maharaj conducts, there they do, what should I say, this, what's the name there, Polish thing that they have, famous name, the rainbow gathering or whatever, that they have a Woodstock, I think, right? So they're completely in a rock style, and lakhs and lakhs of people gather together to hear that, which means they are used to that thing. But they are, what our devotees do is that without compromising on the as long as you know, when you hear, when you compose or hear or sing within the boundaries that Prabhupada has given, without compromising on the mood, the bhava, then Prabhupada allowed it. He accepted it. But when people try to go into that style only because that is the only way I can preach, and then because I am attached to it, I want to do it that way, then Prabhupada will stop it. So that's where the whole thing, you know, is very important for us to strike a balance, you know. Even in this thing also, for example, this Madhava's band, rock band, I'm taking this, sometimes so many people like it. But you understand the meaning and how the bhava is, then that is supposed to, that brings a transformation in the lives of those who get attached to that particular music. Otherwise, they will just hear the music and like it and go away. There won't be any transformation. So whether something is bona fide or not, how do we understand? How do we identify from the output? Phalena parichiyate. Whether it is creating sincere devotees or just people who come and go, like you know, floating population who like something only for the material happiness that they are getting out of it. You see, and that's where we have a big challenge in front of us, because younger generations have their own different attractions, and without ourselves being strictly attached to the lotus feet of Krishna and Prabhupada, and try to be very not in the name of conservativeness, we should not become fanatical. In the name of liberalization, we should not dilute. Both should not happen. That's pretty much the balance that we have to strike. And then we should, then the whole endless debate starts happening, isn't it, Prabhu's Mataji? This is correct, this is wrong, this is correct, this is wrong. No, let's just do it just for the pleasure of Krishna. And Krishna will correct us. In due course of time, things will get corrected. Those records which people wrote, nobody is hearing these days. But the same Samsara Dava, we are hearing it all the time in the temples. And where the principles are not being followed strictly, Prabhupada, the principles that Prabhupada established, where they don't follow that strictly, there is every chance of this non-bona fide things entering in, non-authentic things entering in and spoiling the bhav, you know. So we have to be really, really careful in that. We have to strike that balance. As I said, in the name of being conservative, we should not become fanatical. In the name of being liberal, we should not dilute the whole. Right? Sorry, Narayana Mataji, you have a question? Raise your hand.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
एक्चुअली जो महाप्रसाद है गोविंद हम प्रेयर्स बोलते हैं, तो मोस्ट ऑफ यहाँ पे महाप्रसाद से नहीं स्टार्ट करते हैं उन लोग, शरीर विद्याजार
they are supposed to start from महाप्रसाद गोविंद. Yes,
yeah, but I don't know क्यों यहाँ पे बहुत सारे मैंने जगह देखा है कि यहाँ के लोग जो है वेस्टर्न ब्रिटिश पीपल, so they start like this, so I don't know what is that meaning, क्यों ऐसे मतलब.
Yeah, I mean, I have also heard this, Mataji, and even the Sharira, there's also they sing with nice some style sometimes. Yeah, this Mahaprasad Govinda has to be sung, but unfortunately, what happens is different temples have different standards because of whatever they have heard. Prabhupada said at different times, Prabhupada was very accommodative in so many ways, you know. So there are times when you will hear, then some places they will say you should not sing Jainima Jainitai. In some places they will sing Jainima Jainitai. In ISKCON, you know, this is like I would say and a good time pass. If you have to get into this all kinds of nitty-gritties, no, it's a good time pass for someone who wants a nice masala, because we are good at splitting hairs. When if you want to say Jainima Jainita, you tell. If you don't want to say, you don't say. Why fight between this? No, Jainima. And then in some places they will say Vrindaya Tulsideva Priya Kesava Sacha Krishna Bhakti Prate Devi Satyote Namo Namaha. Then some temples they will say Vrindaya Tulsideva Priya Kesava Sacha Krishna Bhakti Prate Devi Satyote Namo Namaha. Hey, is Krishna Bhakti or Vishnu Bhakti? Which is true?
Yeah. बट क्या होता है, हमने यही सुना है ना पहले से, मतलब जैसे हमने ISKCON ज्वाइन किया है तो यही सुना हुआ है, तो हम
कहीं भी आप जो कुछ भी आप सुनते हैं उसको हम ऑथेंटिक मानते हैं. अपने एक टेम्पल में वो सुने होंगे कि कृष्ण भक्ति प्रत्यय सत्य होते हैं नमः. दूसरा प्रभुजी would have learned from somewhere else is Vishnu Bhakti प्रत्यय सत्य. So they will find, hey, Vishnu Bhakti is right. No, Krishna Bhakti is right. We are saying Krishna and Vishnu are non-different. So how does it matter? So, you know, that's how, you know, we just go with whatever. The whole idea is, you know, we should not lose. Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardhan.
Yeah.
He is not Bhashagrahi Janardhan. You know? That's the ultimate thing that we should focus on.
Yeah. And one more question, Prabhu.
Yes.
जैसे अभी आप बता रहे ना कि चंदास इन श्रीमद् भागवतम, तो जैसे हम वर्स पढ़ते हैं, जो भी श्लोका पढ़ते हैं, तो मतलब हमें पता नहीं है, जो आपने अभी चार्ट बताया इससे वजह से हमें पता चल रहा है. सो दिस ऑल चार्ट रिलेटेड विद संस्कृत, लाइक जैसे संस्कृत सीखते हम तो उससे रिलेटेड है ये जो आपने चार्ट अभी जो भेजा है. ये चार्ट
जो स्क्रीन में दिखता है
जी. यस प्रभु.
हाँ, ये सब रूल्स है, चंद शास्त्र में है.
ओके.
हमारे भागवतम में जो कुछ भी श्लोका है, भगवद गीता में जो कुछ भी श्लोक है, वो सब इस रूल्स में फिट हो जाता है. तो आपको स्टेप्स ऐसा है मतलब जी, पहले आपको अक्षरास को गिनना है. यू हैव टू काउंट द नंबर ऑफ अक्षरास.
ओके.
एंड देन यू शुड फॉर्म इनटू 3, group them into 3 clusters and then form the ganas based on the lagu, guru, and then with that pattern of 8 different ganas you should form the pattern.
Okay.
And once you form the pattern, then you look into this table which pattern it fits in, that thing that you should, it is that chanda. And for that particular chanda there will be a specific tune, meter, the raga, if I am to say. That is what I have sung. A few of them I sang and I showed you. For all of them, I have put it in a small YouTube video. I can share it with you all. You can just hear that out and then you will get used to, okay, Indra Vajra means you should sing like this. Indra means you should sing like this. Not too many, we can easily learn this by heart.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Useful knowledge. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a couple of more questions here. Amardeep Prabhu is asking, I used to hear Venkatesha Suprabhatam from childhood. After I came to Krishna Consciousness, I could find similarity with Brahma Samhita meter. Yes. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narasardula Uttishta Karudadvaja Uttishta Govinda Uttishta Karudadvaja. Like that it comes, no? It's a very similar thing. Sintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksha. Actually, the meter is they are following the same meter for everything in that Suprabhatam, normal traditional Suprabhatam that Yama Sublashmi has sung. I think that's what you are referring to. Pretty much everybody is following that same thing. They are just singing like this whole thing, we have to act, it's actually longer than that. In our traditional way of singing, it's even longer. It's called, I think, Shardula Vikriditam, if I'm not wrong. If you count the number of syllables, it will be like 19, I think, 19 or something. So that comes to, in the next page, it will come. It is very similar to our Janmadhyasya. That is sung so nicely. Though we are it comes to the next page, I'm just singing it for you. Janmadhyasya yatonvaya vitarata charte shabhignya swarat tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muhyam yat surayah tejo varim mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrusha dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. This is long, it is. This is one of the longest chandas in the entire Chanda Shastra. This is how there are quite a few slokas that are sung in this particular meter. It is called Shardula Vikriditam. The lions play. Shardul means lion. Vikridita means playing. How the lion is playing with its cub, it's very majestic. At the same time, it can play. So like that, this whole thing plays with the Gana, the Lagu Gurus, the patterns so nicely. Like this, names are also so beautiful. This we will start from Dhruta Vilambita tomorrow. Already we sang, but this is why it is that name. We will see later. I'll stop here. I think I have a couple of more questions here. Even following few bands, you see, you hear them, and if it is helping you get Krishna consciousness, it's good. Of course, again, people who are very new, they will hear anything and everything and think that Krishna, they are able to get Krishna consciousness. That is also not right. That's why we need to follow a proper guide. Otherwise, I will go everywhere and I will say, oh, I am following Krishna consciousness. Who knows what's happening? If the hippies, for example, they were also thinking they were in a spiritual platform, but only when Prabhupada came and showed them, they realized what is really Krishna, what is really spiritual, what is really meaning of self-realization. Okay, Narani Mataji, that was for the earlier question, right? I see you raise your hand. It was for the earlier one, right?
Yeah, earlier. Thank you.
So we'll stop here. It's already 1.5 hours. I know I told you, that it's a little bit involved. We are kind of halfway through. The remaining ones we will see tomorrow. It's also much late for those who are in India. Any questions? Just in case if you would. Yeah, I will share that. Just one sec. I don't know if I will be able to get it. Let me share it in this. Search Chandas in Bhagavatam, you will get my. Where is that? Yes, it is here. Here, chat. This is the link for the. Oh, sorry. I think I sent only to Chetan Prabhu. Everyone. Anything else, Prabhu's, Mataji's? Otherwise, we'll close for the day. It's already quite late. I don't hear any. Well,
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
thank you very much. So we'll
Thank
stop
you.
here, and I think we need to have some. I hope you are all okay. We are extending because we are only touching the recitation right now. We have to go into deep study, some demos for the deep study, relishing Prabhupada's word-to-word equivalents, the synonyms, then purports, all the things we have to do. So it requires some more.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are looking out for that more important part.
This is a very important thing which we are covering because not in many places they are teaching how to relish the slokas. I think that is why I spent a little time on it, and I don't know how to make it even higher than this. So at a higher level even than this. So there are times when in some batches they ask more deeper questions. So we got a little deeper into it. In fact, I skipped quite a bit of the rules and all that.
As we attempt to read Srimad Bhagavatam second time, third time, fourth time, all these tips will be more and more
very useful. Very useful. Yeah. You'll start relishing.
Otherwise, what will happen? There is a tendency, a great danger that we will be working on the platform of knowledge only.
Yeah. You don't realize
not relishing the devotional aspect.
See, even if you are given a 5-star hotel, a nice suite room and all that, and given 7-course meal in that, and given all your lifetime you sit and compose, you won't be able to compose like this. On the other hand, Vyasdeva was sitting in the cold in Badrikashram without any, like, all those warm clothes and other things, and no food. Nobody is there to cook prasadam for him. He was only probably having that badri fruit or whatever other fruits that are available there, and he's inside the cave, and he was composing all this with nobody around, with not a single person around. We will not be able to live without the WhatsApp and this thing for even for 1 hour. Imagine how he was sitting and composing all these amazing slokas with meaning, deep meaning and everything. Not easy, no? So at least we should have this. If not, we don't have to learn and become pandits. That's not the idea of this particular section of our discussion. It is mainly to be more grateful and develop more on reverence to Vyasadeva, Krishna, and all those devotees who are like Ambarish Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. They are all singing. They all knew this Shastra. That's why they were singing in specific meters and specific chandas. And thank you, Prabhu and Mataji. We'll stop here. Tomorrow, Krishna will continue the remaining part of this thing, and then we'll move on to the deep study part of it. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, and the 40 Vaishnavas that entire group
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you all.